and going to doctors and dentists and getting them to give it a thumbs up and to get them to promote it. Because the people trust in doctors. They see doctors and dentists without knowing anything about the person's background, without knowing anything about the actual doctor or dentist's life whatsoever. We automatically give trust to them for whatever reason. Because we're naive. And we think, well, they're good. It's a doctor. It's a good person. Or it's a dentist. It's a good person. They know what they're talking about. They're smarter than we are. And they convinced the American people that fluoride was a scientific progress in our country. And anyone who disagreed or dismissed it, they would dismiss them and call them quacks or lunatics. Okay? There's even documents showing, the U.S. military documents, such as the Manhattan Project, that shows how fluoride is one of the key ingredients in the production of the atomic bomb. Yet they put it in our water to keep us monotone, docile, to dumb us down. And of course, it leads to other things too. It leads to bone cancer. It doesn't just lead to being slow and zombie-like and lethargic all the time. It leads to other forms of cancer, other diseases like Alzheimer's. And if you actually study the history of fluoride and you say to yourself, well, why is this in our water still? Nobody's come out and said this except for some guy on a call for an uprisings channel. Many people have. And many scientists have come forward and done tests on it, and the government immediately dismisses it. Because fluoride is one of the biggest businesses that they have. They use it in everything. They poison us in every way possible. They produce so much fluoride that they don't even know how to get rid of it. So they just dump it in our water. And they dump it in our food. And they tell us, don't worry about it. We're your government. Trust us. We would never do anything to harm you. But who's behind the government? Who's the one really pulling the strings, right? The government behind it, the shadow government. And who are they really praising and worshiping? That's right, Lucifer, their god here on earth. He wouldn't want to harm us, would he? You think? So again, you take something from Nazi Germany, which they continue to discredit, but if you follow the money trail, if you follow the facts that are out there, it all leads back to Hitler and what he did. And like I said, even Stalin was doing this. Because they knew how to keep people under control. They didn't want people rebelling because people had enough of how they were being controlled and manipulated by these leaders. And would that surprise you that they're doing that here in the United States of America? Is that surprising to think that they would want to keep their people under control? Give me a break. You hear people talk about it and they say, oh, stop with this fluoride stuff. Because everybody is just so naive. Everybody is just such a groomed sheep. They would never think that somebody would be doing this to them. God forbid the people in power would ever want control over their people, would ever want their people to be docile and to nod yes whenever they give a command. Because that would sound a lot like socialism. Oh, wait, that's what we live in now. Capitalism, you think? No. Socialism, dependent on the government. And we allow them to tell us what's right for us. We allow them to tell us what's good for us. With no research whatsoever. And we just say, we trust in these researchers. Why would they ever do anything wrong? The real sick people in the world are the people I see on the ID channel. Couldn't be more opposite. The real sick people in this world are the ones who are living in giant mansions. The ones who are going to work in a suit and tie. CEOs and executives at high positions of power. They're doing this to us. Poisoning our bodies. Poisoning our minds, leading us into slow, agonizing deaths, whether it's cancer, whether it's our bones breaking down, which fluoride causes, bone degeneration, whether it's just making us docile and so just lethargic that we don't even want to get out of bed some days. These are the effects of what they've done to us through putting fluoride in the water. But nobody rebels against it. Yet if you look over in other countries, they refuse to put fluoride in their water. You know why they do? Because they know it's poison. They know it's poison. The people over there say, absolutely not. You will not poison us and put this in our water. Here, what do the people do? They say, stop being a conspiracy theorist. I got to get back to work now. I've got some pointless sales calls to make for 12 hours. Then I got to go to the gym for no reason so I can look good. Then I got to go on Facebook for an hour and get to bed and then repeat it tomorrow. I don't care what they're putting in my food or my water because look, I'm moving around. You'll care when you get cancer. You'll care when you get Alzheimer's disease or someone close to you does. And you'll say, oh, why do bad things happen to good people? That's what you'll say, like a moron, like a sheep. Or you'll say, how could God do this to a good person? And they'll point the finger at our Father in heaven because they're naive fools. Satan controls the earth and his minions do his bidding here. They poison us. They create these diseases and we allow them to do it. We allow them to get away with whatever they want because we're too busy. We're too busy being materialistic, thinking that we live in freedom because we can buy some things after being enslaved all week, that we get a paycheck. Maybe we can buy a new car or something like that. Working to give the money back to the same people that produce it while they poison you with fluoride. And that's not the only poison that they're giving us. We talked about the chemtrails and the aluminum that they dump on us. Haven't even gotten into the chemicals in the food yet, but you'll find some fluoride in there. You'll also find some fluoride if you go to the store and buy cockroach poison. You'll find a lot of fluoride in there because that's how they kill them off. But for us, it must be okay, right? Right? I mean, they wouldn't give us a high dosage of it. Why would they put any amount of it in our food? Because my teeth won't rot? We've all been drinking fluoride. Is anyone out there cavity-free for their entire life? Give me a break. We've had fluoride in our water for over 60 years, 70 years. That would mean that nobody would get cavities, right? The dentists would be going out of business. And cavity levels have never been higher. It does nothing for your teeth. Nothing at all. It's there to keep you docile. It's there so that you can't wake up from this dream that you're in. So that you can't see what's really going on. So you can't see the Satanists and what they're doing behind closed doors. You can't see the agenda that they have. All you can see is what they tell you to do, which is get up, be enslaved, go to work for us, give us the money right back when you go to the grocery store and pay your taxes, and drink our poisons and die off sick. Live a nice agonizing life with many, many health issues. Be 30 years old and be dependent on 5 pharmaceutical drugs. Why? Why do you think that is? Because you're constantly putting chemicals into your body. That's why we're all sick. And who gets the money for that? They do. Who runs the pharmaceutical companies? These people do. When are people going to wake up? When are people going to stop allowing them to poison us? For people out there that are looking for a solution, they have fluoride filters that you can get. Some are expensive, some not so much. If you have well water, you're likely to be safer, at least as far as I know. I'm not going into people's wells and measuring the fluoride levels, but well water is supposed to be a safer source and less contaminated. But bottled water's got fluoride in it, MBPA. So you get a nice glass bottle, get a fluoride filter for your faucet, or a pitcher with a fluoride filter in it, fill up the glass bottle with it, take it to work with you, or take it when you go out, and keep it out of your body. Will it have a huge effect on you? It might not. Long term, it'll definitely help you long term. Short term, who knows? There's so much aluminum getting dropped on us from these chemtrails. I'm not saying you're going to have a sudden burst of energy because you're not drinking fluoride, but it might prevent you from having some long-term disease that they want you to get from drinking fluoride. So take care of yourselves. Pray to the Holy Spirit to help expose these people so they can stop killing off the human race as they try to build a superhuman race inside of this antichrist system that we live in. Thank you for listening to today's show. God bless you all. May peace be with you.